So this is Wednesday, July 15th, trail day 33, and then it is 8:45 in the morning, so I'm getting an early start compared to usual. And I don't know how far we're going to go today. I'll try to do like 15 miles maybe. There is a store, I was told, like 6 or so miles up, right on the trail. So I'll stop and get a cold drink and maybe do another 10 miles after that. Who knows? Yeah, I got up at 6 o'clock. The spot I was camped there by the river, well, not by that river, it was a creek. The mosquitoes are horrible. I didn't film any in the camp spot. There were other people camped there too, so. But yeah, they also found 2 ticks, not the little ones, the big ticks. One was on my shirt sleeve, and then the other one I found attached to the back of my leg, on my thigh. And my clothes, I sprayed with permethrin, and I had sprayed on bug spray because of all the mosquitoes, and neither one seemed to bother those ticks. So, I don't know. Well, we got the first view of the day. It is 9 o'clock. And we had to come uphill over all that, which wasn't too bad. It's already getting hot though. But it's a pretty good view. So we got a little bit of a view. We've been hiking an hour. It's almost 9:50. So a little over an hour. We should be close to that Brink Shelter. It was about 3 miles away from where we camped. So. We should be about a mile or less. I'm glad I got the previous view is what they call Rattlesnake Mountain. Didn't see any rattlesnakes. I'm not sure this one has a name. It's just a ridge, I guess. But I'm glad we got up over Rattlesnake Mountain and now this part. Before it gets hot. It's already warm. So we made it to the shelter sign. We just came down that. And I'm not sure if the AT, I guess it goes that way on up the hill, but I'm going down here to the shelter and take a pack off break, get some water. I didn't bring a whole lot of water, and I ran into a guy and his sons And they said the water was good and cold, so I'm gonna go get some water. We made it. And have a nice picnic table. So break time. And so it's 12:45 and we're leaving Brink Shelter. Took kind of a long break here, drank some water, had something to eat. A couple of day hikers stopped by and talked to them. And then the day hiker, he gave me 20 bucks, said to buy lunch when I get to the road crossing. That's some trail magic. How cool is that? So we gotta walk this 0.2 miles back up to the trail, and then I think there's a little uphill, and then it levels off after that. So the road crossing's about 3 miles away. So hopefully everything there don't close early, and I can get a burger or something. I was feeling a little sluggish this morning. Not quite as bad as yesterday, but I'm thinking I need to take another zero. I believe Palmerton was the last zero, and that's been a week. I have to look at the calendar and see. Yeah, the 8th was a 0 day in Palmerton, so 7 days ago. So I'm about due for one. Usually after about 6 days of hiking, it starts to kind of take its toll. I had that Nero in Delaware Water Gap, where I just hiked like the 7 miles into town, but I believe I still did 13 miles, something like that afternoon after leaving Delaware Water Gap. So yeah, I'll find a place to take a zero here in a day or so. Recharge the batteries a little bit. So I stopped there on that rock. Had a little pack off break. It's a little after 2. And I think I'm getting close to the power line that's listed in the AWOL guide. So I've got another mile or so to go to get to the road where there's a store, deli, food, restaurants. I'm not sure what all, but I will find out when I get there. I'm learning to stop, take the pack off, take a break, instead of just trudging on. I stop, take a little break, then I move a little faster. If I don't take a break, I move a little slower. So it probably takes the same amount of time regardless. The hiking feels better when you take a break. Well, it was getting kind of hot, but it feels like it's cooled off some now. I know once I get further north and the summer starts to cool off, I'll do better. I've never been much for heat and humidity. I know that's funny, being from Georgia and living in Florida, not being much for heat and humidity, but yeah, in the summer times, I'm like the opposite, like ants and everything else. As they heat up, start moving faster. As I heat up, the slower I go. So at times I was zipping the legs off my pants and hiking with my sleeves rolled up, and just had sweat like pouring off my elbows. Lately I've just been hiking with the pants legs on and my sleeves rolled down, for one, because I burn easy, but for two, once the sweat saturates the shirt sleeves, I don't seem to sweat as much. So, and then it holds that layer of moisture, so it actually feels cooler. Nice blue sky and a cloud over the sun. So. Here's a nice view. A nice lake. I'm not sure. Kind of looks like it's beaten down this way. Yeah, there's a bunch of people living on it, but not bad. Yeah, I see the power line, so we'll be crossing that shortly. We're about a mile from the road, I guess. So we made it to the power line, and another little view of the lake. There's somebody out jet skiing today. But it says we're a half a mile from the road, and that's what the trails look like. Been fairly good for the last little bit. So if it stays this way, I should just cruise right onto the road. And the guidebook, it said one of the restaurants, delis or something, closed at 3. And it's 2:50, so we won't make that one. But there's another one that said was open till 11, but of course, in these coronavirus times, you can't never tell what's open or what hour something's open, so we just have to get there and find out. So we made it to the road. and I see a convenience store in my future. Can't walk on pavement. I guess when we come back up, we're going that way. Yeah, it looks like right there by the tree stump. So we're leaving Tavern, headed back to the trail. The end right here is a garage that sells gas, that's it. But the tavern sells Gatorade and sodas. So, had a burger and fries. Got a couple of Gatorades. And 3 miles to the shelter. And it's 5:15. We should be there by 7. A little before. So I turned on the trail. And there's this nice bench. And right behind the bench is a whole 6-pack of Coors Banquet. Well, thank you very much, whoever that was. But I believe I will leave that for someone else. Just never know what you'll find. So we had a nice little flat stretch coming from the restaurant and cross that road. And now we have our climb. It's like a 700-foot climb over the course of a mile, so it shouldn't be bad. I had about an hour to let my burger and fries settle, but I'm not going that far, so I don't want to push hard enough that I end up losing my burger. That's the thing about town food. It makes you feel better, but if you're not careful. But yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to be bad. It's much better than I remember the first shelter in Maryland. It was like 700 foot and 0.3 miles to get down to the water and back up. So I'll take this one over. Yeah, it's pretty gradual. So. I think this is a baby porcupine. I'm not 100% sure. That's what it looks like though. A little bitty thing. We got this little trail, I bet goes to a view. Very nice. Got a little freebie for the day. So that was the view from the Culver fire tower in New Jersey. I was on like the second platform. There was a couple on the platform above me. So it would have been a little crowded for the three of us. So pretty good day for a fire tower view. So it's almost 7 o'clock. I hung around there for a few minutes. I didn't know how long they'd stay up there. Didn't want to rush them off, but once I realized they were hanging out for a while, I just went on up and got my views, and now I'm on my way. So, got 1 mile to go. We'll be at the shelter, probably 7:30ish. And that'll be the end of our day. It's like right at 10 miles, I think. Tomorrow, the shelters are really close together. So, if I skip 2 and go to the third one, that'll make for a 13-mile day. So that's what I'm going to plan for. But we'll just see how it goes, because they may be close together due to terrain, or who knows. So either way, we're 2, maybe 3 days we'll be out of New Jersey and in New York State. We're chipping away at it, slowly but surely. So this is the Gren Anderson shelter at the privy right up there. Got a bear box over there and a chipmunk over there, which is probably the biggest food concern. And there is not a soul here. Oh, there's a tent there, so I guess there is somebody here. Well, cool. And it is 7:30. So we'll get set up and call it a day.